Well, the engine started going like 10 miles an hour the other day, and then smoke started coming out. Something was smelling burned, and lo and behold, seemed like the starter burned out. I'll tell you what I saw on the starter that made me think the starter burned out. So this is the old starter, and it sits like this in the engine. And so when I looked from above, I saw this wire looking totally chewed up, and the whole thing looking super old. So I assumed that the starter was broken, and the fact that it was making a click when I tried to start it, and the battery was fine. So I got the new starter in there. Actually, my friend helped me. That's the new starter. The power line goes to it. The little screw thing to the solenoid thing, also totally fine. But then I wasn't getting any power through. And also my fuel line, or I don't even know what that blue line is, but that was leaking a lot of fuel, diesel. And so I just assumed that it's because I had bumped and bruised a bunch of things in my engine when I was trying to fix it. Especially because the whole thing is diesel. Sorry, the whole thing is vacuum powered. And so all of these little black lines, basically if it's not an electrical line, it's a vacuum, and white lines. This is a vacuum line, that's vacuum, that's electrical. But, these, a lot of vacuums, there's a, it says vac, and a lot of these things are like vacuum lines. And apparently vacuum lines are really serious. So this thing over here, now I'm not even sure what this thing is called because I am a novice, but one of the lines to it is totally, they did that to it, I don't know why. The other one, there was a serious kink in this black hose, which is a hard black hose connecting a hard light colored hose to a soft rubber thing, connecting to more hosing, connecting to a hose confluence thing, connecting to another hose thing, which connects to a bunch of hose things that connect to the vacuum. And so that thing was plugged out next to the green thing. That was unplugged in our foolishness to fix our starter. Had unplugged this, had unplugged this, had unplugged maybe something else. And so I came here, and at first I took this thing off. Well, here was what was happening. When I finally got the engine started by like pumping the fuel, and like it wasn't starting in park, it's starting in neutral. So there's something going on in here, and I need to replace the 6 glow plugs, which I might make a video of. I'm not usually the one to make videos, but then the engine was starting and it wouldn't stop. Turn the ignition off and it wouldn't stop. And these old cars, like, you want to think it's something complicated, but it just ends up being something that's so simple that it makes you want to So I took off this hard plastic and I tried connecting this white one directly to the rubber piece, just like, okay, well, if this one has a kink in it or it's broken, whatever. And then the car still wouldn't stop. I had to come and like push the lever to stop it, which is this thing, and it says stop on top, and you just pull it down, your engine stops. Pretty cute. So I wasn't able to get the engine to stop, and and then when I plugged this in, it also wasn't stopping. I was like, really, I was troubleshooting, looking at all the lines and stuff. And then I just ripped off the bit that had crimped. I just broke it off and then put the hose back together with this soft plastic and so on. Start the engine, starts. Stop the engine, stops. I'm like, really? That's it? That's why my engine wasn't stopping? This little piece of plastic hose. I may need to change all the hoses in the whole vacuum system, because God knows the things look frayed. I mean, this looks old, I'm sure that's why the vacuum isn't as strong as it could be. I also, earlier, unrelated, replaced the air compressor. That guy, that metal one, the shiny thing. And recharged my AC system. It's still not as cold as it could be, probably because it's old. But I'm gonna get in there to the radiator thing. I'm gonna blast it with a bunch of water later because someone says that it might just need a good cleaning. And that's it. Now listen to me start and stop my engine. Also, I found this thing on my seat after my friend was done working with it. So if anyone can tell me where this fuse goes, that'd be great. Because I don't know what it's for. So here we go, starting. It's in park. Nada. You know, the engine comes on, but nada. Turn it off. Don't look at how dirty my car is. I've been busy. Move it into neutral. I usually turn it off and then back on again, but I guess I could just go from that to kick off. We're flying. It's great. Engine's a little warm, but actually that's not that warm. Oof, I'm just glad it's starting. So here we are in neutral. I'm gonna move her back to park and then turn her off. And she turns off, baby. Are you kidding me? That's all she needed was the little plastic hose thing. So I got my starter going. I got the engine stopping. I'm exhausted. I gotta replace the wipers and the glow plugs, clean the radiator. And that might be it for now. It runs really well otherwise. Like, I was just really proud of it and like, oh, beautiful body. Engine, like, once all the things have been fixed, like this and that and this and that other thing, but like the engine itself is really strong and like has lots of life, and like it's really impressive for a car that's older than me. So